Okay, hey everybody, it's Andy and Denise on a bright, sunny mid-May day. We're standing out on some leftover pan ice in the middle of the creek, and this is Earth Day plus 14, so 2 weeks of breakup watch. Time goes by fast when you're waiting for devastation to come your way. So we thought we'd just do a real quick update today. We had another really big push of ice that came through last night. Maybe around 9 o'clock, there was a big, beautiful full moon that came up, and the river was really full of ice, even more full than the first day during the day. The river was moving really fast, probably going 10, 12 miles an hour. It was really cranking.
Gorgeous, gorgeous.
Just a beautiful night. We had the late evening sunlight. You know, you get that kind of alpine glow into the high country and kind of this nice orangey glow to the ice. So it was a really beautiful night out. And we just thought that we would update you and maybe hit some of the highlights of the Yukon River watch this year, the breakup watch.
It's hard to believe it's over.
Yeah, well, it's a good thing though.
It's good.
We're not scrambling. It was a good breakup. It was exciting to see. We had some good ice movement. We were able to get close to it, but it never really felt like we were threatened. It came close to going up to bank height, but it didn't quite make it there, and that's just about perfect for watching a breakup.
I had just the right amount of watching and sort of that scary moment right here on the bank behind when that ice came in.
Yeah.
That was really good for me to see because just that power and how quickly it can change in seconds. I mean, literally seconds before I was down on that shore with the dogs.
Right, and if you think about if a piece of ice like this got pushed up and you see how fast it pushes up, you can't get out of the way, and if one of these hit you, you'd be dead, you'd be squished. We're probably standing on an iceberg that probably weighs 20,000 pounds right now. So just, you know, you have to respect the Yukon River. You don't have to be afraid of it, but you definitely have to respect it. So some of the highlights of the year, for me, you know, watching Denise get out with the dogs and head up the bluff, and what were some of the highlights for you?
The bluff climbs are great, and on this year it was a couple of the dogs, the puppies, it was their first time up the bluff, so that was a lot of fun. Going up there the first time, watching them learn how to get up there, and always the view up there is spectacular, and it's different every time.
Right.
It
Giving you that bird's eye view.
Really gives you that full perspective of what's going on.
Right. Yeah, I think for me, one of the interesting things about the breakup this year was discovering the little fish coming up the creek here, heading back towards Ford Lake. And I was able to put a minnow trap in, and we found out that they were lake chub. So at first I thought they may have been king salmon fry getting up the side stream, but after closer inspection, they were little lake chubs, so that was kind of cool. We got some cool underwater shots of the lake chub just kind of living their life the way they live it. And so it was kind of interesting to see that aquatic side of breakup.
And I'm glad the trap is still there because I thought maybe it would be gone, because this creek in a matter of minutes went from a little creek I could hop step over.
We waited too long, Topaz.
To a big wide basin of water with that trap lying around out there.
Right. Yeah, we both got kind of cut off the day of breakup with quickly rising water. And then I think the other thing that made breakup fun for me was it being able to get close enough to it to be able to get some really close photography shots of it. A lot of years you're 30, 40 yards out where the ice is moving, but the way it broke up this year, I was able to kind of reach out there with a pole and a camera and get some really cool shots. So
that GoPro stuff and different things you did were really good.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to play with different types of cameras and utilize, you know, what they're good for. The other highlight for me is seeing the birds come back. That we're finally today. We're starting to see a lot more songbirds. Heard some sandhill cranes last night. Some geese. Certainly the swans are hanging out back at the lake. So that and the songbirds coming back into the yard. A lot of juncos and red cap sparrows and white crown sparrows, and of course the swallows are coming back now.
I love hearing them right at sunrise. It's just dead silent before, and then everybody just turns on, and that sound of them all.
Right.
You can hear them right back from Ford Lake.
Right. And then in the yard, you know, we've got our resident robins, which is
I
one of your
love.
favorites. Yeah. So it's really nice to see that life come back. You know, we call breakup our new year, and the life coming back, which is usually the bird life, is the first to come back. That's kind of our true signal of springtime and the beginning of a new season for us.
And the plant life, the garden life.
Right. So Denise has been working hard at getting starts going, and our house looks like a mini greenhouse right now, and we're really anxious for this hot 24-hour-a-day sunlight to melt the ground and to warm it up so we can get our plants in the ground and get going on growing our food for the year. So a lot going on. We probably won't be putting boats in for a little while. That push of ice last night packed even more ice in. So it's going to be a while before we
I'd
can.
love to get a boat in and get a look at this wall, because it's hard to get a perspective of how much of a drop it really is.
Right. There's a wall of ice probably on the average around 10 to 12 feet high right now from the top of the ice down to the water. So, but with this sunlight, it should melt pretty quick, and we should be able to get a boat in fairly soon, I hope. We're not really anxious to go anywhere other than just go explore the river.
Exactly.
So that's our report. Other than we wanted to tonight, we're gonna.
No, where'd you get that?
Tonight we're gonna have Yukoladas, which is
Yes.
candle ice. This is just a piece of the iceberg that breaks off, and this is what happens when it thaws out. The ice gets crystallized. It forms what we call these candles, and this is all really nice, clean water from breakup. But this is what the candle ice looks like when you look at it from the top down. You can see how it breaks up into all those little segments. And then this is what it looks like looking at it on a profile.
I am going to try and get some of this ice. This looks like good ice for our Yukoladas. Yukolada ice. Looks like it's about to crumble. What do you think? Right there? Whoa! It looks like some good ice. Look at that. Wow, nice.
But I like to put these in a blender along with some coconut milk and some pineapple juice and a little bit of rum, and it's called a Yukolada. It's a pina colada made out of Yukon River breakup ice, and it's a tradition of mine for, wow, I think it goes back to the early 2000s when I started doing that.
Wow. See it. Wow, look at that. Wait!
Oh.
You were really close.
I'm thirsty, I'm thirsty. Happy New Year's. Made it through another breakup and another winter. That's a tradition I look forward to. So I think tonight we can go out and we'll mix up some Yukoladas, start a fire, and enjoy another beautiful evening with a full moon, hopefully.
Full moon Yukoladas.
Right, and watch some of the remaining ice kind of trickling down the river behind us. So we hope you enjoyed watching the Yukon River breakup with us this year. We're going to continue to do once a week posts on the changing conditions of the Yukon River. The Yukon River changes every week throughout the season, and so we thought it might be fun to just give little updates for people that are interested in seeing how that affects our life and just the dynamics of a massive river like this. If you remember the quiz, we're the what? Third largest river in North America. So it's a big river. It's got a lot of dynamics to it, and it's a spectacular place. It's ever changing, and so go ahead and subscribe, hit that notifications, and then when Denise posts those, you'll get a notification, and you can kind of follow along with how the Yukon River progresses.
And whether or not we float it out right now as this creek is filling up around us.
That's our report, and we've really enjoyed doing this, and stay tuned. You'll be getting updates once a week on Yukon River changing conditions throughout the season.
Mm-hmm. Oh, good.